Unexpected wave of relief has washed over India. The nurses are just a stop away from home. The Air India special flight carrying the 46 Indian nurses touched down in Mumbai at 8:40 today morning. They are now on their way to Kochi from the Kurdish city of Erbil. Besides the nurses, the plane is also carrying 137 other Indian nationals, including 70 from Kirkuk in the northern part of Iraq. It is expected to reach Kochi International Airport around noon. The nurses were moved out on Thursday against their will and detained in the militant-held city of Mosul, 250 kilometers from Tikrit. All right, and news just coming in. These are visuals at the Kochi airport, and we can confirm for our viewers that all 46 Indian nurses freed from ISIS control in Iraq have just landed in Kochi. Well, that's the latest that we're getting in. These visuals are recorded right outside the Kochi International Airport, and all 46 Indian nurses freed from the ISIS control in Iraq have just about landed in Kochi. The flight took off from Erbil and arrived in Mumbai at about 8:40 today morning. It was also carrying over 120 other Indian nationals from Iraq. They, of course, from Mumbai took various other flights from the cities that they belong to. But the nurses from Mumbai were flown now to Kochi. They have landed. The nurses, 46 of them, were working at a hospital in Tikrit and had been stranded in the war-torn Iraq zone since early June, when Sunni militants launched an offensive. A joint secretary-level IFS officer and an IAS woman officer from Kerala are amongst the Indian officials travelling on this particular chartered Air India flight. These visuals recorded right outside the Kochi International Airport. My colleague Rohini Swami is also getting us the very latest. The Chief Minister of Kerala also in attendance. Rohini Swami on the phone line with us. Rohini, what's the latest that you can get for us?
Well, I can hardly hear you because among slogans here at the Kochi International Airport, families and also non-political party workers also are here to welcome the nurses who have landed and they've also, what we've been right now told is that the flight has landed at Kochi International Airport. They will be very shortly arriving at the conveyor belt, taking their luggage, and they'll be coming in to meet their families.
Rohini, have you been able to speak to the Chief Minister? I believe you just spoke to him a short while back. What did he say to you?
Well, I did speak to the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister said that there were a lot of efforts that were made by the state government as well as the union government. He also said with the help of the MEA, they managed to get the nurses out. But beyond that, he said he cannot disclose any other details as to what those negotiations were because it is a national security. At the same time, he also said that the nurses, their life was important, and that is why every official put in their efforts together to see to that they got back safely.
Rohini, what kind of a reception is planned for the 46 nurses? We do know that family members right from 5 a.m. today morning have been standing by waiting for them to come home.
Well, it's going to be an absolutely warm reception for the simple reason that even the Kerala Chief Minister, Mr. Oman Chandi, the other ministers from the Kerala cabinet are waiting for the nurses to come. They're waiting inside in the VIP lounge where they will be received by the Chief Minister of the 46 nurses. That includes 45 nurses from Kerala and 1 nurse from Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, after which they will be coming out where their families are waiting outside. A few families did get some passes, so visitors pass to go and meet their family members much earlier, but they will be received as soon as they come by the state government.
You know, stay on with us, Rohini. Jubilant noises there we can hear in the background where Rohini Swami is on the phone line with us, and understandably so, because it is a moment of absolute joy, because days in captivity there, and now they are actually going to see their loved ones from 5 a.m. today morning. Rohini Swami has been reporting from the Kochi International Airport where family members have been waiting for these nurses to come home. 46 nurses being flown from Erbil all the way to Mumbai, where some other Indian nationals did disembark the aircraft, the special chartered flight, and from there on they have just landed in Kochi, and we can confirm that for our viewers just about 5 minutes back the chartered Air India flight landed in Kochi. A massive reception planned for all 46 nurses. Visuals of some of that you can see on your television screen. Oman Chandi, the Chief Minister of Kerala also waiting for these nurses to come, and of course jubilant family members waiting for them. Now this flight took off from Erbil, from Kurdistan. It was supposed to come in earlier, however, at about 6:30 a.m. today morning, but it did get delayed, and now the nurses have in fact landed at the Kochi International Airport. We're also going to play the reaction of the Chief Minister of Kerala, where my colleague Rohini Swami spoke to him just a short while back. He also ecstatic that the diplomatic intervention bore fruit and the nurses now back home, all 46 of them. Well, that's the latest that we can confirm. All 46 Indian nurses freed from ISIS control in Iraq have just landed at the Kochi International Airport. These visuals we are beaming to you live are from there. The flight had taken off from Erbil and had in fact arrived in Mumbai at about 8:30 today morning and now has landed in Kochi. Rohini Swami has been reporting on the story since early morning. Rohini, can you just get us a sense of what you can see right now?
Repeat your question. There's a lot of smoke shouting.
All right, we seem to have lost Rohini Swami in all that did the cries of jubilation, which we can actually hear in the backdrop. But what Rohini was telling us earlier, she is right next to the VIP lounge. That is where Mr. Ooman Chandi is. He's waiting for the nurses to come out. Alongside him are, of course, certain members of the family of the nurses waiting for these young women to come out as well. Let's listen in to what Rohini Swami spoke about to the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Ooman Chandi, just minutes before the nurses touched down in Kochi. Listen in.
I'm joined with the Kerala Chief Minister, Mr. Ooman Chandi. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. You're as relieved as the family members of the nurses. Yes. You're in constant touch with them. Day and night you are taking their calls. How did you crack it, finally? Because it has been a lot of negotiations between the governments and the Iraqi governments and the ISIS.
So, this is a great relief to not only to me, to all of us, all the people of Kerala. Not only their family, the entire nation is waiting for their safe return to our country. So we are all relieved on that respect.
But my question also, sir, was how was the negotiations cracked? What was the kind of parlance that took place between the governments? Because was it difficult to negotiate?
So I am not in a position to reveal all the details. That this all involved the national interest and national diplomatic approach and everything. So I am not going into the details. But I am thankful to everybody, those who all involved in this, especially Sushma Swaraj, the Union Minister for External Affairs. She has cancelled his trip to Bhopal and stay back in Delhi. And last 2 days I met 4 times. And she is kind enough to call all the senior officers of MEA and other security agencies and discuss everything.
Right.
And hear all the requests from our state. As the Chief Minister, it is my duty to give all help to the nurses and also to their family members. So I am not claiming that I did a big thing, but it is my normal duty. So in that respect, I am satisfied.
So my last question to you is, a lot of the nurses who have gone there have gone because of various things, their financial backgrounds. A lot of them are in debts, lakhs and lakhs of rupees. They have not got their salaries for months together. They thought they can repay their debts with that. Will this Kerala government take a step in terms of waiving off their loans?
At present, we think only about the safe return of them to the state. That is our main concern. In only that respect we work up to this time. So we will definitely think all these things after they are safe return to
there will be a consideration to it.
Yes.
You will consider it, is what you're saying.
So definitely all these issues we will take care.
All right, these visuals that we are beaming to our viewers are right outside the Kochi International Airport. We are getting reports that all 46 nurses on that Air India chartered flight. Well, the flight has landed at the Kochi International Airport, and anytime we'd see them come out. But Mr. Oomen Chandy, the Chief Minister of Kerala, alongside other family members of these nurses, are all inside the VIP lounge waiting for these nurses to come out. Once again, we're going to try and establish contact with my colleague Rohini. Rohini, can you give us a sense of what you're witnessing around you? Have the nurses come out yet?
Well, it's very excited atmosphere that we can see here at Kochi International Airport, outside as well as inside. There are some family members who have taken passes to go and see their kids inside, but there are lots of families who are waiting outside, along with workers from various political parties shouting slogans welcoming the nurse. At the same time, we also know that the families are now awaiting their daughters or their sisters to come so that they can take them home. But there's a lot of sense of anticipation, because finally the time has arrived when all this while last few hours they knew they were flying into Kochi International Airport, and now we can finally see them face to face. And as Sani told me, the mother told me, I would like to go hug my daughter and see that she never goes to Iraq again. So that's the kind of sense and sentiment that we're seeing right across in
We're waiting also, Rohini, for those visuals to come in, because we've seen, all the family members waiting for the last days on end, and of course today morning extremely ecstatic that their loved ones are coming back home. So of course we are waiting for you to send those visuals to us the minute the nurses emerge. Rohini, as well, you asked a very important question to the Chief Minister of Kerala when you asked him about the debts that these nurses are in, the financial situation that they are in, whether or not the Kerala government is going to step in to help. What exactly did the Chief Minister tell you?
So the Chief Minister made it very clear that as of now that was not in the scheme of things, but yes, they would consider it if the need be, and that is one of the biggest problems that most of the nurses face. The one problem is that they've all taken huge amounts of debt, anywhere between 2 to 8 lakhs, and all of them come from very poor backgrounds, and they find it extremely difficult to even manage their economic needs, and that is why they had to go to Iraq or these places to work. These nurses now, they have seen through hell, and their families are appealing to the Chief Minister's office and the Chief Minister is they could at least waive off the loan or give them a moratorium. Now what he has said is they will possibly consider it, but he did not give a clear answer to it when I asked him that question.
Well, it is a huge diplomatic success as well for the Modi government, Rohini, and that was what Mr. Chandy told you when he thanked Sushma Swaraj, the External Affairs Minister.
Absolutely. See, there's one thing that was very clear, that the Kerala state government was in constant touch with the MEA and as well as the Prime Minister's office. He's also made it very clear that the cooperation that is coming from the MEA and the Prime Minister's office has been in terms of, in many ways, not only in terms of the negotiations that have taken place with the Iraqi government and the other people they were talking to for the release of the nurses from Mosul or from Tikrit. Also, he said that his meetings with Sushma Swaraj and his conversations with the Prime Minister's office have borne fruit, and that is why, because of the cooperation and the fact that they worked very closely, that they could manage to successfully bring all the 46 nurses out of Tikrit back home.
Rohini, very quickly, when are we expecting the nurses to actually come out? We do know that the plane has landed.
Well, we're expecting them any time now, because what we're also, I've told, as I've been explaining, that the Chief Minister will welcome them, after which they will go to the conveyor belts, pick up their luggage, and then come. Just a few minutes more wait, as the families and the other people who are waiting outside, and the media, of course, in huge numbers are waiting outside here for them to come out. As soon as they come out, I'm sure that there'll be enough more slogan shouting, but more importantly, the smile on the faces of all the family members, the joy on their faces to see their nurses come out, their family members come out, will be worth seeing, and we'll be bringing you those live visuals as and when they come.
Well, we're waiting for those, Rohini. Thank you for joining us. We, of course, will keep coming back to you for the latest. Rohini Swami right now standing outside the VIP lounge at the Kochi International Airport alongside the Chief Minister of Kerala, who's along with family members eagerly waiting to receive the 46 nurses who have been flown from Erbil, Kurdistan. The flight stopped today morning at Mumbai for a brief while at about 8:45 a.m. and then flew directly to Kochi. Any moment now we are expecting the nurses to come out, and jubilant scenes already being witnessed at the Kochi International Airport, and understandably so. It's been a massive ordeal for the family members, the loved ones back home, where they had absolutely no clue whether or not their sisters, their daughters, their wives would come back from this particular ordeal. Well, for India, it really hasn't quite ended, the Iraq crisis, because we still have construction workers, 39 construction workers who were kidnapped from Mosul and still in ISIS captivity. But this can be viewed as a huge diplomatic success, something that the Ministry of External Affairs, the External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj can pat their backs on. Been able to bring back all of these 47 nurses back home safe. These visuals on the left-hand side of your television screens are outside the Kochi International Airport, but the drama right now, if we can tell our viewers, is happening inside, because that is where the family members have gone. Everyone lined up at the VIP lounge waiting for the nurses to come out. Mr. Ooman Chandi did speak to my colleague Rohini Swami, and the first thing that he did say was that he is thankful to the External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj for fabulous success in bringing back our nurses. Well, that is our top focus story. We're going to slip into a quick break, but all 47 nurses back home safe landed in Kochi, directly cut across to the Kochi International Airport in Kerala, where clearly a wave of relief sweeping all of India actually, as all 46 nurses, Indian nurses stranded in Iraq are home safe. What we can confirm for our viewers who are just joining us at this moment is that the plane, the Air India chartered flight that these nurses have been on board has touched down at the Kochi International Airport. It made a quick stop in Mumbai at about 8:30 today morning, and from there on has made its way to Kochi. We do also know that waiting for them is the Kerala Chief Minister, eagerly so. He spoke to my colleague Rohini Swami a short while back, where he went and thanked Sushma Swaraj, the External Affairs Minister, saying that the diplomatic intervention proved fruitful and all 46 nurses are back home. Elated scenes being witnessed as reported by my colleague Rohini Swami. The family members of these nurses have been at the Kochi International Airport from 5 a.m. today morning. The flight was to land at about 6:30 a.m. However, it did get delayed, and now all nurses are back home in Kerala. 5,000 rupees has been given to each nurse by the Kerala government so as to facilitate if they need to go somewhere to their various districts of Kerala. That is also being taken care by the Kerala government. Rohini, my colleague, had also spoken to Mr. Ooman Chandi whether or not the debts that these nurses have incurred, they've not got paid for months as well, will that be taken care of by the Kerala government? Well, on that front, Mr. Chandi did not say anything, but a huge wave of relief. What we can confirm for our viewers, all 46 nurses are back home. A diplomatic coup of sorts, but not quite done, because for India, there are still 39 construction workers in captivity of ISIS. There absolutely no clue of their whereabouts. My colleague Rohini Swami is back on the phone line with us. Would like to cut across to her. Rohini, have the nurses come out? What are you witnessing around you?
Not yet, but we're expecting them to come out any time now. We know that the Kerala Chief Minister, Mr. Ooman Chandi, will be receiving them along with his Council of Ministers. We also know at this point of time that the family members, some of them who are waiting inside, are also waiting expectantly for them so that they can they can meet their daughters or their sisters as soon as they land. But as we stand outside here at the Kochi International Airport, the family members also wait with bated breath, expectant faces all over, but also you can almost see some of them very without, and you can see tears of joy already, for the simple reason that that time has come when they have been waiting for days together to finally meet their loved ones who they knew at one point of time that they were holed up in a place in secret, later taken as captives to Mosul, and finally, as they say, that they have managed, that the Indian government has managed to bring them out and bring them out safely. That waiting and just expecting them to come out any minute now.
Well, we're of course also waiting for all those shots, those beautiful shots where we've seen expectant faces right from the morning, and the shots of the reunion would also be beautiful. Rohini Swami has been reporting on the story. Rohini, you did also speak to the Chief Minister of Kerala. What exactly did he tell you?
Well, the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Ooman Chandi, was very clear. One, he said that this whole operation was done in a way that they couldn't disclose how the negotiations took place. But yes, it was in the interest of national security. But yes, their only sole objective of the state government, of the union government, where he has thanked the MEA and especially the External Affairs Minister Mr. Swaraj and the Prime Minister Mr. Modi for the cooperation extended by their offices so that they could safely bring the nurses out. At the same time, he did say that the question I posed to him about waiver of loads, because that's a major issue amongst the nurses. And as I speak now, you can see that there are some who are expecting to come with us. A lot of, we're expecting some nurses to come, but right now there are some more populations who are coming out. But then we continue in terms of what the Chief Minister had told me. He had basically told me that
all right, we seem to have lost Rohini Swami. It seems in all that, those chants of jubilation that she's surrounded in, she quite can't even hear us very well. We're going to cut across back to all the very latest from the Kochi International Airport, because what you see right now is outside the airport. The drama is happening inside, where the family members are present alongside the Chief Minister. We'll get you all the latest, all the shots, the latest developments.